What's up, superhumans? BT here. Last year I did a video on my favorite health and fitness apps for the Apple Watch Ultra, and seeing how I just released my Apple Watch Ultra review, I figured this would be a perfect time to do an update to that video. But before we jump into it, a few items of house cleaning. Number one, these are not the best apps. These are my favorite apps because best is basically impossible to quantify in this regard. Number two, these are my favorite apps. So please don't take it personally if your favorite app didn't make the list. And number three, these are all different apps than I had in the previous video. I just wanted to give you something different. All right, now that that is done, let's dive into the video. First up is the Nike Run Club app. As you may know, I have recently gotten into running. I'm trying to improve my running so I can improve my cardiovascular fitness and hopefully use that improvement to one day win a world championship in jiu-jitsu. What I love about the Nike Run Club app is that it's just beautiful. As like everything else Nike does, it is beautiful and elegant. Nike makes it easy and fun to navigate this app. It's not a chore to figure out where to click to get a pre-made run or running program. It's not a chore to input how many miles you want to run that day. It's not a chore to just run and get those stats later. They have a ton of different plans that can help you run your first 5K, 10K, hell, even your first marathon. And it is kind of nice and motivating when you get awards like, hey, you just ran your fastest mile, or you've been super consistent, great job. What I loved is that the first time I used the Nike Run Club app, I found a guided 30-minute run with Headspace.
There was a 30-minute run with Headspace, and Headspace is an app that I've used on and off for many years, and I love it. So I thought it was really cool to be coached through a run, and both of the narrators, there were two, had some really cool ideas about running and where your head should be and what you should be focusing on, just coaching and life in general, and I thought it was a really great experience. Unfortunately, it takes me longer than 30 minutes to run 3 miles, so.
Number two is Fantasy Hike. If you are a nerd, this is the app for you. This app was shown to me at a camera convention, so just go with it. Basically, this app takes what you're already doing, wandering around day to day, and turns it into a Hobbit's adventure to Mordor. Essentially, they're gamifying walking, and as I've said many times, anytime you can gamify something, you're gonna enjoy it more, and therefore you'll probably do it more. It starts off with a fun little backstory, an interactive way of giving permission to the app to track things like your health and fitness data. And then it also allows the Apple Watch and the phone to track just how far you've worked, and then it converts that into the mileage that you'll see in the game.
Okay, so it says 515 feet. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna go for a short walk. We're gonna see if that changes. And if it does, that means that it is using the Apple Watch data to affect this, which would be great. Headed back. So it's definitely tracking through the Apple Watch.
All right, so here's one thing I didn't really care for about the app, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Basically, it can only track a mile if you stick with the free version of the app. Once you pay the $3.99 fee, it's a one-time deal, then it will do unlimited tracking. So no matter how much you move throughout the day, it will continuously feed that into the app and then show you those mileages. And just for reference, the first leg of your journey is 1,780 miles. That's a lot of miles. That is worthy of a J.R.R. Tolkien adventure. Essentially, this is just a really fun way for us nerdy people to get outside more and walk a little bit more, maybe do more hikes. I really like this app. It's pretty fun. I think it's worth the $4 investment. Number three, Eclipse. Eclipse is the app when you want to see all of the data. Let me tell you, this is probably the most data-rich app I've ever seen for the Apple Watch. And because it is so thick with 2 C's, it does have a little bit of a learning curve. There are lots to like about this app. First of all, it takes the approach of optimal training a little differently than most, as it prioritizes balance more so than just all-out effort when trying to improve your fitness. And to see if you're in balance, it's pretty simple. It's this sun thing. And if you're in balance, you get an eclipse. And now you know why they call it that. And if you're out of balance, one of these three aspects will diverge. Like my readiness, it isn't that great, and so it's diverging from the rest. Let's say I forget my Apple Watch during a workout for whatever reason. I had to charge it, just forgot it at home. Well, it will port over the data from my Whoop into the app as well, and I freaking love that. The granularity of workout data you can get is honestly kind of bananas. And you can compare your current data to data from the past very quickly. If you are a coach and you're trying to monitor your clients' performance and they have an Apple Watch, this app could be exactly what you're looking for. You can send invites out to all of those clients and you will see exactly what they see. This app is so big and so awesome. I'll be doing a walkthrough at some point to kind of guide you through from start to finish how to use this app correctly. One of the huge pros to this app is its cost. I think it's only $3.99 to get all of the features, which is crazy. The only con I have is the learning curve. At first it was a little difficult, but now it's pretty easy. Thanks to my buddy Levi, I learned about this app called Gymaholic, and I gotta say, if you're somebody who loves to spend time lifting in the gym, this app could be awesome for you. First of all, it's one of the few apps on this list that is as robust on the Apple Watch Ultra as it is on your phone. Basically, everything you can do on the phone, you can do on the Apple Watch, and that is huge. You can see the exercise being performed, start and stop, the rest, work, set function, add exercises, change the amount of reps and rest. You can see the entire workout or just the exercise you're working on, plus see the heart rate zones and control your playlist. Seriously, it's robust. And if you want to spend the $4 a month or the $32 a year, saving you 35%, it's gonna open up so much more. 800 exercises and workouts. If you're using your phone, then you get features like augmented reality. I find this especially helpful when you're checking out how to do the workouts using your 3D models. The muscles you are working are highlighted too. You can see all of your saved training data, muscle measurements, body fat measurements visualized on your avatar, and a few other things. Honestly, if you're a gym rat and you love your Apple Watch, this is kind of a no-brainer. Number 5, I've talked about this app a lot, and it's Juggernaut BJJ. Now, I have said many times that Juggernaut BJJ might sound like a jiu-jitsu only app, but it's not. Hear me out. It is the closest thing to having a personal trainer that I've ever seen in an app. Each day when you open the app, it's going to ask you a few questions to assess your readiness. And then based on that, it's gonna adjust your workout accordingly. So while you're working out and you do an exercise, after the exercise, you're going to add some input. And based on that input, it might decrease the sets, it might increase the sets, it might decrease the weight, etc. Then after you're done with the workout, it's gonna ask you some more questions. And when you've filled in that input, that changes the next day's workout, all depending on where it thinks you should be based on all of the stuff that's come before it. And it's not just one basic program. Whether you want to build cardio, build strength, build speed, build power, or if you are a BJJ person and you're trying to get ready for a tournament, you can actually lock in the exact date you're competing and it will program to have you peak at that perfect moment. The only con I have with this app is the cost, and depending on where you live, whether it's in the United States or outside, it can range anywhere from $20 to $35 a month. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the list. Like I said, these are my favorite apps. These are the ones that I'm really enjoying right now. I'm sure I'll do another video later on. And if you've got some apps that you really think should have been on the list but weren't, please let me know down in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.